All right, so now that your page structure is solid, we're going to add some content. Headings and paragraphs help organize information so people who are visiting websites can easily read the information. So since this is a new sandbox for me and you, we need to go back in and change our page title back to your celebrity's name. HTML has 6 heading levels, but today we're only going to use H1 and H2. H1 will be for the main title, and H2 are for the sections. Headings are for structure, not decoration. Then we're going to go into paragraphs. They always go inside of their own tag. So you don't just type text. Browsers have to understand tags to understand the content. All right, so we've changed our title back to our celebrity name. And that's, again, we're in the header, okay? Now we're going to move into the body and start working on the content of our web page. So I'm going to change this hello world. I'm going to go ahead and run this so you can see it live too. So there's nothing there right now. So hello world is where it was popping up. We're going to change that. It's going to be our celebrity name. Okay. And notice it's going inside of an H1 tag, and then the H1 tag is closed at the end of that line. So now Grandma Probst shows up on my page. I want to also show you how HTML does not recognize white space. So it doesn't matter how many times I click enter, biography is right below Grandma Probst's name. Doesn't matter where I put that. This is just the spacing between paragraphs, however that's set up. So we're going to make sections. Biography is inside of an H2 tag. Again, that tag is opened at the front. Then you type the text that you want, and then you close that tag at the end of that line. Okay. Now, I'm just going to put a placeholder for right now. I'm going to put a paragraph tag, and that's real simple. It's just paragraph and then open and close P. Now, when I'm inside of this white space, or when I'm inside this paragraph tag, it still doesn't recognize white space. That is part of CSS, and we'll get to that. For right now, we're just going to type, I'm just going to type a short little, you know.
Move it. I like to move it. I like to move it.
I'm going to type a little short introduction paragraph about my Grandma Probst. Where was she born? Monroe County, Kentucky. Okay. Now, you can see the difference between heading 1, heading 2, and a paragraph. Okay. And then your next heading 2 is going to be career. Okay. Now, what I don't know if you've noticed or not, that as soon as you open a tag, it closes it automatically for you. So as long as you don't delete it, you're going to be fine. All right. We can also put our little comments in here. Okay. So that's telling us a little bit about what's coming up. You can put your little comments in there. And then I'm going to just put, she was a lunch lady. Because she was a lunch lady. She used to get really mad at me and my brothers and sisters and our cousins when we would say that school lunches were bad. Because back in the 1950s, they actually were not bad. So that is how you add some more content to your page. All right. So this is easy for a user to log on and see. We've got title, well, heading, we've got other headings, and then we've got a little bit of text. Okay. So your goal today is to, in your starter code, go ahead and add at least one H1 head. I'm sorry, only one H1 heading, because each page would just have one H1 heading. At least two H2 sections. They don't necessarily have to be biography and career, but that's probably a good start for your celebrity website. And then two paragraphs inside of your P tags. These do not have to be fully developed right now for your end final project celebrity website. But if you go ahead and get them started, it'll be easier when it's time to turn that in. So when you're done on the video, you need to make sure you go and add this information to your final project website.